Hey there, and welcome to Acutely Amanda, a podcast where I share short fiction that stays with you, along with the real life and craft behind it. I'm Amanda, and today's episode is all about a duck. Let's get into it. Big Boy's December Day by Amanda McNeil. My friends flew south. I remained here, on this pond. Last night, I fell asleep with crispness tickling my nose and woke to mostly ice. I can still dabble near the stream that flows in among some trees, but the pond feels smaller now. I heard voices, calling, not quacking. My other friends. I'd forgotten. I swim to them, waggling my tail. The flat green circle plops into the water in front of me. I grab it with my beak, its buggy flavor replacing the dull brackishness. It's okay that I can't fly. Not all my friends have left me. The end. This story is exactly 100 words, which makes it a drabble. But why is it called that? Well, funny enough, we have Monty Python to thank. Kind of. The term comes from UK sci-fi fandom in the 1980s, where the Birmingham University Sci-Fi Society made 100 words the official drabble length. They borrowed the name from Monty Python's Big Red Book, which joked that Drabble was a game where the first person to write a novel wins. Since that's pretty impossible to do in one setting in a game in real life, they settled on 100 words instead. Now, the inspiration behind the story was an actual duck that I, quote-unquote, knew when I lived in Boston. So my neighborhood in Boston had this pond in it, and it was actually historically an ice pond. So what does that mean? So back before refrigeration, people had in their homes what was called an ice box, and literally it was a box with insulation in it, and you would put blocks of ice in to help keep things cool in your home. And you had to get that ice from somewhere because there was not refrigeration, so they would literally harvest ice from this pond when it froze over in the winter, and then it would get put into these ice boxes to keep it cold, and then that would help people keep their food cold. And after refrigeration became widely accessible, this pond became kind of a protected area, so there was still this little bit of nature in the city. And there was this duck on this pond that we called Big Boy because he was so large. We realize now he was probably a cross between a mallard duck and a runner duck. And we suspect that he couldn't fly because we never saw him fly and he didn't migrate. So I got to thinking one day, what must it be like to be this duck? And I imagined someone feeding him, although of course you're not supposed to feed the birds. But if you were to feed a bird, you should be sure that you do not feed them bread. Bread is bad for them. You should feed the ducks things that are meant for ducks, like peas, or like they make little discs for pet poultry that are also safe for them. So I imagine someone using something like that to feed him and him being happy and having this relationship with a human being. Well, that's it for this episode of Acutely Amanda. If you enjoyed this story and discussion, drop a like and let me know what resonated the most in the comments. If you'd like more, don't forget to subscribe, and you can also check out my longer form writing at opinionsofawolf.com/publications. Thanks for watching or listening, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.